Assalamu alaikum dear students. Today we are going to learn how can a leader build a team. Why would someone want to become part of a team? An effective team helps one feel they are doing something worthwhile for themselves and their organization. So why a person wants to become a part of a team? If they think that they are doing something great for themselves and the organization, and they are enjoying a more satisfying work life. It means that they are having a very satisfying environment around them, and they are more in control of their jobs, making contributions which are well used, learning new skills, recognized and respected. So if the people feel like this, they are learning new skills, and they are doing something great, and they are making contributions, and they are respected and recognized, then they will work very effectively in a team. When a team is operating well, the leader and the members are clear on team goals and are committed to them. When a team is doing well, the leader should be very clear, and the members should be very clear about the team goals, and they should be committed to them. They feel ownership for problems rather than blaming them on others. So they feel ownership. They own the problems. They don't blame others for their problems. They share ideas. They listen to and show respect for others. They talk more about we and less about I and me. So it means that a leader and the members should know about their team goals, and they should be committed to them, and they should own the problem. They should not blame others, and they should share ideas, and they should use instead of I as we, and they should understand and use each other's know-how. They should use other person's knowledge as well. They should know about each other's personal life, what are going on in their lives, and what problems the other person is facing. So they should behave sympathetically with their team members. Leaders and the members both give each other help and support, show appreciation for help received. If a person gives help to another person, the person should show appreciation. We should appreciate that person, recognize and deal with differences and disagreements. And we should also recognize the differences which we are having as team members and as leader, and we should also understand what our disagreements are, and about on which issues these disagreements are, and how to deal with them. Encourage developments of other team members. We should also encourage, instead of jealousy, instead of leg pulling. Team members should encourage others for their achievement. They should be loyal to the group, its members, and the leader and the organization. Make decisions based on facts, not on emotions or personalities. Play a variety of roles. Serve as leader, teacher, or coach. So we have understood that how can we build a team. Leaders should really be clear about the team goal, and they should be very committed, and they should know about their problems and try to solve the problems, and their attitude should be helpful, and they should contribute, and the environment should be satisfying, and people should be recognized and respected in team. And also we should make decisions on facts, not on emotions or personalities. So there shouldn't be decision made on personalities or emotions based, and we should perform different activities in the team, and we can serve as leader and teacher and coach. Coach is a person who guides the team towards the direction. Let's see. The goal of coaching is not to provide direction, but to enable team members to work together to help one another find direction. So only giving direction is not the goal of coaching, but to enable all the team members to work together to help each other to find the direction. Coaching is the foundation for continuous improvement. If a person is being guiding or he is being guided towards the direction and he finds helpful environment, then he will be continuously improving his task or performance. Coaching is a practical skill anyone can learn. So anyone can learn through coaching. Identify an opportunity to help someone expand on his or her skills, knowledge, and abilities. First of all, find out an opportunity to help someone, and to understand what the person is having in skills and knowledge and abilities. Coaching is a chance to help someone enhance his or her performance and value to the organization or team. Sometimes people may ask for coaching, but don't wait for that to happen. Act on opportunities for coaching at any time. So, sometimes people wait for the coaching, and sometimes they don't wait for the coaching. Sometimes they ask you, but you should just create opportunity by yourself if you are a leader. Confirm that the person is ready for coaching. Before trying to coach, make sure the person is open to it. If a person seems hesitant, try explaining the benefits. But don't insist on coaching someone who simply isn't receptive. To ensure a win win situation, find out if the person is willing before proceeding to coach. If you want a team member to coach the team, so first you should be very clear about that if a person is ready to coach the team or not. If he is not ready, so let him willing to just proceed to coaching, and ask questions and offer information to help clarify the situation. So you can also, if you are doing coaching, so you can ask questions and you can offer information so that to clarify the situation. Much of coaching involves helping people clarify situation in their own minds. Often the best way to do this is by asking open-ended questions that encourage them to think through the situation aloud. Okay, if you ask a question, that should be open-ended questions, mean why and how type questions. Okay, not should be do or did or what should be what should type of question. Yes, and begin questions with word like that: what, when, where, who, and how much. Help the person identify possible action. Yes, the best coaching enables people to think and act on their own. As you help someone identify immediate actions, you are also preparing the person to work through similar issues without your help. Offer guidance as he or she develops a plan. So, coaching is just to make a person independent, so that he can perform independently without your help in a situation, and gain agreement on a course of action. And by talking or by conversation, you can just agree on any kind of action. In coaching, you help someone plan how to handle a situation. To be certain that the session results in positive action, you need to gain the person's commitment to a specific plan of action. Coaching, offer your support. In this way, you can offer your support. The ultimate goal of coaching is to enable a person to act independently. Same thing which I have told you earlier. Most people need assurance and support before they can reach that goal. So most of the people need assurance and certainty that they would be able to do it. They need guidelines. As a coach, you need to let the person know you are available to give further assistance or further coaching when it is needed. If you make them realize that you are available, every time you are available for helping and for assistance, so that will be helpful for achievement of the goal. Coaching isn't a quick fix or one time shot, it is an extended relationship. So it is not one time shot, it is an extended relationship. It means that all the time you are coaching your team. Let's see what are leadership strategies. Let me enlarge it. Okay, leadership strategies. Stage 1: newcomer, team member growth. Okay, newcomer. And first of all, you should just build trust among the newcomer and the team and you. And you will give advice through for guiding him or her, and enabling a person. And you will provide resources as well. And then team member growth will just, there will be transition. And you will provide habitat, means you will provide a kind of habitat means environment and habits. And the team members habits also mean a lot. And then in this way you will provide coaching and you will encourage them. And then after that the team members will be independently doing whatever is asked to do. And you will facilitate them, and then you will promote them if they achieve the goal. And then interdependent, all the team members are interdependent. Okay, and then they will navigate and you will endorse. So whatever they are doing, you will endorse whatever they want to do. And whatever ideas they are giving to you, you will just see and like and share. And everything they want to do, you will just endorse their ideas by accepting them. Or sometimes you can reject the idea and give a more appropriate idea instead of that idea. So that's the way. Let's see what is really leadership style. The model leadership style: supportive behavior and directive behavior. Let us see it in detail. Right? Yes, delegating, supporting, coaching, directing. Okay, let's see what is delegating behavior. Low directions and low supports behavior. And supporting, low directions and high supportive behavior. And coaching, high directions and high supportive behavior. And directing, high directive and low supportive behavior. So which one is the best one? Coaching. Delegating, supporting, coaching and directing. So coaching behavior is highly directive and highly supportive. We can see it. Okay, that was all about coaching and how to build a team. See you next time. Never forget to subscribe, like, share and comment on my video. See you next time. Allah Hafiz.